how you can make an update to your request, your address or phone number online. So where do you do it? Again, it's done in SAS. Okay, and there's a link, which is an update address and phone number link under the personal information menu. You log into SAS, you go to that personal information link, you make the relevant updates. And there are 3 address types available online that students can make adjustments to: an emergency contact, addresses and telephone numbers, mailing address, permanent address. You can edit an existing address, or add a new one. So again, let's just go to the system briefly and look at what that looks like online. So as a student, as I said, you're going to this link, the personal information link. In that link, there's a link called update addresses and phone numbers. Click on that link. All the available addresses and telephone numbers are displayed when you go to that link. So you can view it, and then you have an option to update it, to edit an existing address by clicking either on there's a live link called current next to each address. If you notice, there's one next to the emergency contact and one next to the permanent address. So if I wanted to update the permanent address, and let's say I notice there's no phone provided, so let's go to the current. Whether you click on current or primary, it will take you to the same place. So either one will take you to the same page that allows you to update, to edit both the address and the telephone number. So if I wanted, let's for argument's sake, that it is now saying 45, I wanted to change the address to 105, and I wanted to add a telephone number, which is the permanent number, the primary number linked to this address. I can say add a number. Additionally, I can add a second telephone number. So if I wanted, in addition to add a cell phone, if you notice there, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 options here to add. And so I can, from the drop down, select the type, which is cellular or phone, and then add a phone number, add a cellular number, right? And then I click submit. And if you will note, for the changes to the permanent address, now the 105 is reflected in terms of the address, and I have added a primary telephone number as well as a cellular phone number to that address. Again, that is how you edit something that's already existing. If I wanted to add now an address, so if you notice, there's an emergency contact, there's a permanent address. Suppose I wanted to add a mailing address. First thing I have to do is go to type of address to insert. From the drop-down menu, there are types of address that I have access to: emergency contact, mailing, and permanent. I want to add a mailing address, so I select mailing and click submit. And now I have a blank screen, which allows me to enter the mailing address that I want to enter. So let's say I want to enter Blue Cove, city, Mobay, and country, Jamaica. Right? Now, here we go, Jamaica, right? And I always want to say when this date is valid from. So today, if I wanted to say that mailing address is valid from today, which is today's address, which is the date, which is the 20th, I say 20th of January 2021. I have the option to enter a phone number associated with that address, and I click submit. Okay, and so now the mailing address has been added with the information that I enter. So that is how online you can update your address and telephone numbers. Just to note, so we added. Just to note, you can add multiple addresses for the same type. So I could have multiple mailing addresses. I just have to ensure that the dates do not overlap. So I can, if I know that I'm going to be moving, or if I know, listen, I want mail to go from a certain point to another address, I can enter those multiple addresses with the dates for which those addresses are valid and save it. Just be sure that the dates do not overlap, because if the dates overlap, you will get an error message as shown on the screen here. But other than that, you'll be good to go. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make adjustments to addresses and telephone numbers.